Hi, my name is Pamela Mpishi, and welcome to our series of 9 reasons why most marriages fail. We did last week. We unpacked the first reason because we established, at least in this teaching, I'm teaching the 9 fruit, the 9 fruit of the Spirit. And last week we unpacked love. The first and the most important fruit in the relationship is love. I explained that, and it's important for somebody, for everybody to know your spouse, your partner, your child's love language, the primary love language. There are 5 love languages, and each and every one of us is in one of these 5 categories. Yeah, and if you missed this video, I'm going to post a link up here, and you can go back and just click on this link and you can go back and watch the video. That was part 1 of the 9 reasons, and today we're going to look at joy. And before I even start unpacking joy, I would just like to say, if you have not subscribed yet to my videos, to my channel, please subscribe and leave a comment. If my teachings, my content bless you, leave a comment because it blesses me. And the more you comment, and if you like it and you show that you like it, YouTube exposes my videos more because it sees that there is an interest in my content. So please do that and bless me like I'm also blessing you, and it also encourages me to research and bring out more videos and deeper content out there for you. Now, without further ado, let us unpack joy. Joy is not happiness. Happiness and joy are 2 different things. I have a lot of notes that I took down because I don't want to miss anything. So sometimes I will have to look at my notes. Let me first explain before we unpack joy that happiness is something that you experience because something has happened. Happiness is connected to happenings, to circumstances. Happiness happening. And joy is something completely different. It's not connected to circumstances. Joy is something that you have inside of you. It is a gift because you are connected to the Holy Spirit, because you're in relationship with God. Joy is spiritual. Happiness is materialistic. Something has to happen. For example, your child got into the school that you've been praying about, or you got a new handbag, or you got a new car, or you got a job, and happiness is quite temporary. Joy is not connected to circumstances. It's something that you feel despite all the chaos that is happening around you. Yeah? The fact that you have joy in your life triggers all the other 9 fruit of the Spirit. The fact that you have joy triggers peace, it triggers patience, it triggers kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. So this fruit, joy, is a very important one to have in a relationship. And please stay until the end of this video because I'm going to teach you how to maintain this joy, because it can be a gift like any other gift. You can lose it if you don't know how to maintain it. Joy is a feeling that is similar to happiness, but it does not go away because it is not attached to circumstances. Joy gives you the reassurance that it is well with the world. Joy is just, people who have joy just feel better in their skin. People who have joy are very amicable people, and when somebody is amicable, it's easier to live with that person. When you have joy, it's easier to be in a relationship with somebody. People who have joy do not have to check on their spouse's emails or telephone to see if they're with somebody else, because when you have joy, you understand that you cannot control anybody. somebody is going to do whatever they've got to do anyway, because you cannot monitor somebody 24/7. Yeah, joy makes it also easier. It makes it easier for you not to always have the last say, because joy makes it okay, even if you know that you are right, to just agree to disagree. That's what joy does. And people who have this fruit called joy, they find it also very easy to say I'm sorry, even if they know that they are right, because they want to maintain harmony. People who have joy what find it more important to have harmony than to be right. Yeah, a person who has joy is so comfortable in their skin that be they would rather say sorry and just maintain that harmony. But one thing I'm going to teach you today is that, like any other gift, this joy has to be fanned. This joy has to be taken care of. Most people have this joy, but they're just embers. When I was a kid, I used to go every holiday, almost every holiday. My mother, she was a working woman. We used to live in the city. She used to send us to the village to my grandmother. And there was no electricity there, and we used to use logs for fire. And sometimes we were gone like 5-6 hours, and when we came back in the hut, there were just embers of fire. The fire was still there, but you had to blow it, and then the fire was ablaze again. And because we live in such a stressful era where people have got children, jobs, and all other worries of and cares of the world, that we forget to blow and to fan this joy. God has given you this joy. It is a gift. It is a gift that you receive when you believe. It's a free gift that you receive, just like the next fruit piece that we're going to discuss next week. But how do we fan this gift? In this time of busy, you need to find me time. Your children will never let you take that me time. Your husband wants your time. Your career wants your time. Your social life wants your time. So in the midst of all this, you forget yourself. When you are burnt out, it is very difficult to keep the fire burning. Listen to me. If you're going to take anything from this video, when you are burnt out, it is very difficult to keep that fire burning. So you have to be deliberate about having your own me time. I remember when my kids were small, I just made a rule in my house that in the weekends we secured, on a Saturday after all the shopping and the homework and everything, we secured 1 hour where everybody just took their 1 hour for themselves. They could choose if it was reading. There were no gadgets involved. You could read, you could go on the trampoline, you could go swimming, you could do whatever you wanted in the house, but you had to do it on your own. It was your me time. And some people struggled with this me time, because some people cannot feel uncomfortable with just being with themselves. And that is, for me, that is one of my love languages, actually, quality time. I love to be on my own. I love spending time on my own. So you need to be deliberate about securing that me time. During that me time, it's when you fan your joy. It's not for nothing that especially for women, you can burn out between your work and your children and your husband and your social life, trying to juggle all these things. You forget to fan your joy. And it's not for nothing that there is a saying that a happy wife is a happy life. When you just have embers of joy, there is hardly any fire there. You are useless as a mother or as a father to your family. You are useless to your spouse. So it's going to be difficult for you to pull away for a while. For example, for me, the perfect day for me is the day that I spent some time in devotion, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes working out in the gym. That is a perfect day for me. I don't need to go shopping. I don't need to do just that hours, let me not exaggerate. Just if I spend an hour in devotion and a few minutes also in the gym, I am happy. Or I go for a walk. That is my me time. Then I can come back as a joyful mother, as a joyful wife, and just be amazing to my children and to my husband. But you have to be deliberate about this me time. It's like, because the joy is there. It's like if I give you flowers, yeah? If I give you flowers, they may be the most beautiful roses, and you just put them in the cupboard and nobody sees them, those flowers are useless. You need to put them on a counter. You need to water them. The scent needs to come in the house so that you can appreciate them. If even when your husband or your whoever, you buy yourself a diamond, that diamond needs to be polished sometimes. Otherwise, it loses its sparkle. It's the same with the fruit of joy. You need to find time to fan that joy. Joy, the lack of it, let me say, the lack of joy is one of the main reasons that most marriages fail, because most people come into relationships expecting the other person to make them happy. I have been in relationships where people just say, somebody say to me, "You don't make me happy. I thought you would make me happy." People go into relationships with the most crazy expectations that they're out there unhappy, and if they connect with somebody, that person is going to make them happy. Nobody can make you happy. You have the inner joy already in yourself. You have to be deliberate and a little bit selfish to create that time where you can go back into yourself, that time called me time, so that you can fan your joy. And that takes deliberate effort, because it is not something that's just going to come to you like that. You even have to pencil it in your agenda, because even Jesus said, do you remember when he was talking about the parable of the sower and the seed? He said the seed fell on fertile soil. But for some people, the worries and the cares of the world came and choked that seed that was growing. It's the same with joy. The worries and the cares of the world will choke your joy unless you make a conscious effort to fan your joy. If you like my content, if you like what I'm sharing with you, please leave a comment. I am so delighted to do this series with you because I really believe that I'm going to help a lot of marriages. I am Pamela Mpishi. I've been married for 20 years, and most of the things that I'm talking about are not things that I read in a book. They're things that I'm sharing experience. Yeah, I'm sharing experience. It's not easy to be married for 20 years, especially to somebody who's from a completely different culture than you are. I am from Zambia and my husband is Swiss. We were brought up on completely different continents, different morals, different values. It requires conscious and deliberate strategies to keep a marriage like this going, and not a marriage of just survival. We don't want to survive in marriage. You only get to spend your life one time here on earth with one partner. So you better make sure that your marriage is on fire. You are enjoying it. I want to enjoy this marriage until I'm old and walking on a stick. I just don't want to be going through the motions. That's why I do research on how to keep the fire burning. If you enjoy this video, Don't forget to leave a comment. Thank you for watching.